Sometimes, the best adventures aren't about going somewhere dramatic. They're about simply disappearing for a while. This is Loch Lomond, one of Scotland's most famous and beloved lochs. It's a cold February morning, and I'm on the beach at Luss, a small village on the loch's western shore. My plan for the day is simply to paddle around some of the islands here in the south and camp for a night or two. I push away from the beach and paddle out, leaving behind the bustle of the village, heading towards the islands across the water. This area draws noisy crowds, but the winter is far quieter. And with bad weather in the forecast tomorrow, I'm looking forward to just spending some quiet, slow time in my tent, getting away from it all. Behind me, the northern mountains soften into the haze, fading gradually from view. Ahead, I make for the channel between the islands of Inchconnachan and Inchconnachan. To my left, Inchconnachan is home to one of Loch Lomond's most unexpected inhabitants, a colony of red-necked wallabies. Introduced in the 1940s, a small population remains here today, although following the recent purchase of the island and plans to build a retreat on its shores, their future is currently uncertain. Human presence around the loch's shores stretches back thousands of years, and the islands too are steeped in history. Many of them have names beginning with the word inch, which comes from the Gaelic word inish, meaning island. Even the Vikings came here. Having sailed from Norway, they carried their boats from the sea at Alcha over to Tarbet, which is around halfway up the loch, before sailing south to raid the crofts and farms around this area. Imagine what a sight that must have been with their longships coming down here. Thankfully there's no marauding hordes here today, although I dare say you'd probably feel like that if you came here on a hot summer's day. This particular region marks the boundary between the Scottish lowlands and the highlands, and the islands here are actually part of that fault line, which runs directly across the southern section of the loch. It's why the landscape here feels gentler, while the terrain to the north rises more dramatically into mountains. The shallow bay here between Inchconnachan and Inchmoan to the south is wonderfully smooth, broken only by the faint ripples of occasional rain. Rounding the island's southeastern corner, I turn north along the shore, keeping one eye on the woodland edges for a glimpse of those elusive wallabies. I know the weather is due to deteriorate soon, so I make my way back towards Inchconnachan's north-facing shore, heading for a small sheltered bay where I've camped in the past, as it offers a measure of protection from the strong southerly wind that will build overnight. I'd actually originally hoped to paddle around one of the islands off the west coast on this trip, but the stormy weather and the high winds in the forecast have brought me here instead. I'm actually looking forward to a bit of rainy camping, as I find the sound of the rain relaxing, and I've come prepared with some books to pass the time in my tent. Sometimes it's nice to just hit the pause button on life and do nothing for a while. The distant sound of geese drifts across from Inchconnachan to the north as I watch the sheets of rain pass across the water and shroud the hills. At times like this, it's easy to feel as if you're the only person alive. As night fell, the wind strengthened, wrapping around the top of the bay and creating small waves which broke on the shore. I drift off to sleep, listening to this steady, gentle rhythm. The cloudy sky begins to lighten, though passing showers still drift through. I cradle a warm coffee against the morning chill, savouring the quiet delight of my own island. Paradise is often imagined as somewhere far warmer, a sun-drenched tropical island edged by turquoise water. And yet, even wrapped in layers against the damp chill, I find my own paradise is right here. Perhaps it's my own Glaswegian ancestry, but looking out towards the hills, I feel a real connection to these landscapes, one that brings a deep and uncomplicated happiness. The day unfolds slowly, measured in cups of coffee and book chapters, while the wind stirs the water and the rain drums gently on my tent. I see the rescue boat from Luss heading out onto the water in the late afternoon. It's the only other human activity that I have seen all day. Being able to access places like this is one of my favourite things about kayaking. It allows you to truly find your own little space out of the way, becoming an outsider of sorts, looking back into a world that you've temporarily taken a break from. It's still a bit windy in the morning, but it's not looking too bad. I enjoy a stroll along the beach, soaking up the peaceful atmosphere before I prepare to leave. I wade out and bid farewell to the island that was my own for a few days. Sadly, I never caught sight of a wallaby. On my way back across the water, I meet a fellow paddler, Alan, and we chat as we return to Luss together. I'm rather envious to hear that he had recently spotted a wallaby on the island. Perhaps they only appear for the locals. As we approach the shore, I am surrounded once again by the noise and bustle of modern life. Such a contrast to the past few days on my little piece of island paradise. Thanks for coming along with me.
By a bonny breeze, where the sun shines bright on